Elite sport has always revolved around very fine margins. We can now objectively describe what is going on in competition, and from there we can move from description to prediction to prescription.
Rami down now, she will run it in. Reds and whites emerge, hungry for a crunch. Driving, reaching!
Performance measurement has always mattered in sport. It's just a question of the level of detail that we can measure and the level of sophistication of the analysis that now means that decisions can be much more data-driven.
What are the Australian Olympic team going to do?
Catapult started with a national challenge in Australia. The Australian Olympic Association knew they needed a new competitive edge. So this led to a partnership between the Australian Institute of Sport and the Cooperative Research Centre and Catapult to develop physical measuring devices, and it meant we could have a much more scientific approach to preparing athletes for the exact demands of the competition.
Now this is a way better performance from our national Olympic team.
Led to great success for the Australian team at the Athens Olympics, and from then on that became the first product for Catapult in 2006. Beyond just physical preparation, Catapult has grown into tactical analysis. Catapult software is now in use across more than 4,600 sports organisations around the world. Catapult's products vary from wearable devices through to many different software systems. Catapult really takes a full 360 view of the athlete and the team. So from preparing athletes in the gym, on the field, to analysing competition, preparing game plans, reacting in real time to changes. We have systems across that full spectrum of the team.
Formula One from inside the pit wall is just unbelievably intense. You don't have the luxury of spending a really long time poring over the data. You've got a car coming past probably every 90 seconds and you have to decide whether you're going to make a pit stop or keep going.
The concept of RaceWatch began when I started working with James Vowles. As I worked with him, we realised that he was buried in the tools and not even watching the race. And that's where we came up with the idea of let's make the data available, make the information you need available to you, but with the video pictures, so that you can watch the race while making those decisions.
We use RaceWatch software, throughout every race weekend. So during every single practice session qualifying the race, and when we're trying to review what's happened ahead of a race for our preparation and in our analysis afterwards.
RaceWatch is a fully integrated race information and strategy system, which essentially brings all of the available data together in one place. And then it provides hundreds of different visualizations and predictive race models, which help engineers to make their decisions.
So that's deciding when to make pit stops, what advice to give to the race engineers to pass on to the drivers, and really understanding how that race is unfolding. If you don't have the full picture of what's going on, you can't make the right decision. We don't operate in isolation. We need to understand what the tyres are doing, what our drivers are feeling, and what other people are doing.
Everything that we've learned in building RaceWatch, making it configurable so that the right information is available at the right time, feeds directly into other sports.
Catapult itself on pitch has been game-changing for us.
You hear this word pressure all the time, it's just a word.
It cuts back inside, Morley gets down! England, have they scored? And it's worked out beautifully!
Who are you zooming in on?
Where's yours?
There. Yeah, you zoom in on that one. Whoa.
One of the biggest things was that our alignment and our relationship has to be strong between the performance team and the technical and tactical coaches for us to sort of focus on our 4 pillars of key performance. So we get an idea of total work done with the volume, intensity, so how hard or how fast that player is actually performing within that session. Density is us ability to look at ball in play time. The frequency is if we look to hit certain metrics. So from an element of injury prevention, we look for the players to be hitting over 90% of their maximum velocity and help deliver best practice on the field, hopefully then leading to long-term success for English rugby. So the Roses, they've looked into the use of Catapult's inbuilt heart rate sensors on their vests, so we're able to actually identify where girls are sitting and their intensities they're exposed to.
They do get to grips with her, but the line is there. And it's at the mercy of Meg Jones. Who else to score?
We've been able to really get a stable platform and consistent data. That's a big, massive driver for us, is to make sure that we've got those right and we're confident in the data that we're pushing across. Hopefully, fingers crossed, when this goes out, they've won it.
We can learn, and what we as a company learn from working with elite teams, we can translate into information for the wider users, which they wouldn't necessarily have access to themselves. I've never considered us to be a third-party company. We're part of the team. And you have to understand how critical we are to their success, and so you have to feel part of that success.
Catapult itself and the performance technology has been a real game changer in regards to knowing more the sense that the data they're getting is reliable and they actually feel confident in making the right decisions.
I do love what I do, and I don't think you can work in this sort of industry if you don't, because it's not easy. You're constantly developing, you're constantly under pressure to deliver every weekend. And one of the great things about working in elite sport is pretty much everyone around you is in their dream job. That's very inspiring.